Guru Nanak is the founder of Sikhism and the first of Sikh Gurus. He was born in Punjab, now it is in Pakistan, and gave spiritual teachings based on the universal divinity of creation. He taught his followers to concentrate on spiritual practices which would enable them to transform their egotism into selflessness. Guru Nanak was born in Nankana Sahib near Lahore in modern day Pakistan. His father was the local tax collector for the village. There are many accounts which tell of Nanak's early spiritual awakening. He was said to be a precious child with particular insights into religious teachings and philosophy. He would spend time alone in meditation and was fascinated by religious rituals. His family were Hindu, but he studied both Hinduism and Islam extensively. Although he had a deep interest in the religion, he had also a rebellious streak, not always accepting the religious dogma. For example, at the age of 11, boys of his age are supposed to wear a sacred thread of caste. But Nanak refused to wear the thread, arguing that caste should not be used as a means of judging a person. Nanak would often debate with religious pundits about the nature of God and true religious practice. In 1487, aged 18, he married Mata Sulakhani in the town of Batala. They had two sons, Sri Chand and Lakshmi Chand. Initially, he followed his father's footsteps and became an accountant. But his heart was not in a worldly life, and he was more interested in spending time in meditations and selfless services to the divine within each human being. His inner spiritual experiences encouraged him to focus more on his spiritual life and spiritual ideals. Guru Nanak was close to his sister Bibi Nanaki, and when she married, the young Nanak moved to Sultanpur. Nanak was also encouraged by a local landlord, Raj Bular Bhatti, who was impressed with the unique qualities and gifts of the young aspirant. Guru Nanak, although there are many stories telling of the divine potentialities of the young Nanak, his main teaching and realizations are said to have begun when he reached the age of 30. Around 1499, for 3 days, Nanak disappeared, leaving his clothes by the bank of stream called Kali Bain. When he returned, he remained silent for a while before pronouncing. He had received a visions of God's court and had returned to lead people to the divine Amrita. Nanak taught that God was beyond religious dogma and external definition. He said he would follow neither the Muslim or Hindu religion, but just God's path. He taught there is no Muslim, no Hindu. This was the social significance because of the political and social conflict between Islam and Hinduism at the time. During his lifetime, Guru Nanak attracted followers from the Hindu, Muslim, and other religious traditions. Guru Nanak received many distinguished visitors but always refused material gifts, believing that spirituality should be given freely and not dependent on financial payment. Even kings and emperors with heaps of wealth and vast dominion cannot compare with an ant filled with the love of God. The basis of his religious teachings was the belief in a universal God who was beyond form, but who was manifest to varying degrees in all of creation. There is but one God. His name is Truth. He is the Creator. He fears none. He is without hate. He never dies. He is beyond the cycle of births and death. He is self-illuminated. He is realized by the kindness of the true Guru. He was true in the beginning. He was true when the ages commenced and has even been true. He is also true now. He taught his followers 3 basic religious principles. First one, selflessness, sharing with others and giving to those who are less fortunate, but also a selflessness of attitude, avoiding the pitfalls of egoism, pride, and jealousy. Second one, earning an honest living, that is, living without deceit, exploitation, or fraud. Third one, Namajapa, meditating on God's name and repeating mantra. Through the repetition of God's name, Nanak taught that follower could free himself from selfish tendencies and cultivate happiness. However, Nanak taught it was not just enough to repeat a mantra mechanically, but with selflessness and real zeal. To avoid the pitfalls of ego, Nanak encouraged the following of a guru, someone who could lead the seeker to avoid ego choice by following the teaching of someone else. It helps to cultivate a spiritual attitude of devotion and discipline. His teachings also had profound social implications. He denounced the caste system prevalent in Hinduism and taught external aids like rituals and priests were not of importance. Guru Nanak always stressed the inner spiritual awakening. After this awakening or realization, Nanak made many prolonged journeys around the India subcontinent. This included visits to Sri Lanka, Tibet, all of India, and also to Baghdad and Mecca. He travelled with his Muslim companion Bhai Mardana, travelling in all four directions from his home village. It is estimated he travelled almost 28,000 km in 5 major world tours. During the fourth journey, that is in 1518 to 1521, Guru Nanak wished to visit Muslim shrines. He caught a boat west to Jeddah and then by foot towards Mecca. He travelled as usual with Bhai Mardana, and Guru Nanak dressed in the navy blue dress like a Haji's. One significant story is that in Mecca, Nanak fell asleep with his feet pointing towards the holy shrine of Kaaba. This was insulting to Mohammedans, and one began berating and kicking Nanak, saying he was dishonoring the house of God. Guru Nanak replied calmly, "Brother, don't be angry. I am very tired and need rest. I respect the house of God as much as anyone. Please turn my feet in a direction in which God or the house of God is not." The Qazi took hold of Nanak's feet and rotated him around, but when he lifted his eye, he saw the Kaaba standing in the direction of Guru's feet. Whichever way they turned Nanak's feet, he saw the Kaaba standing by Nanak's feet. The Qazi was amazed at Nanak's holiness. Nanak got up and said, "Don't you see the God's house in every direction? I tell you, He dwells in every place, in every heart. He is in your hearts. He is also in mine." When he set off on his first journey from his village of Talwandi, his parents initially didn't want him to go. They felt their son should provide from them in old age. However, Nanak felt he had a compelling mission to offer God's real message to suffering humanity, and he felt this mission outweighed his personal family obligations. His fifth and last tour took place around Punjab between 1523 to 1524. After this final Udasi, he travelled less, living on the banks of Ravi river. It was in the Punjab where Sikhism would take the strongest root. In 1539, he appointed Bhai Lehana as his successor, renaming him Guru Angad, meaning part of you. This began the tradition of Guru lineage. A day after appointing his successor, Nanak died on 22nd September 1539 in Kartarpur, aged 70. One Indian tradition states that after Nanak's passing, there was a controversy with Hindu and Muslim followers wishing to bury Guru Nanak's in different forms. But when the cloth was removed from the Nanak's body, hundreds of flowers were discovered. In the way, both groups were able to take flowers and remember Nanak in their own way. I hope this video will be useful for you. Friends, if you are not subscribed to this channel, kindly do subscribe for getting more information like this. Thank you.